I have no idea how this video is going to even turn out. Oh, that's a good question.
What's your name and what do you do?
My name is Adam Ross. I'm the president and principal broker of Nuborrow, and I've been here since the day they turned the lights on. Oh, man, to be honest with you, there was no plan B. The expression "burn your boat" was something that I bought into 100%. There was no way it wasn't going to work. Did I think it was going to work to this magnitude? And in the early days, how hard we had to work to get things off the ground. It's just a different environment today. Today, this model is often copied, never duplicated. There's many versions of it. But when we first started it over a decade ago, not a lot of people were doing it. Not a lot of people wanted to do it. And there were lots of nights where I was laid awake in bed wondering, is it going to work? Is it going to get to this size? What's the team that I need? What are the skills that I need? What do I need on the team to make it happen? And the short answer is no. But I think everybody, when you reach a decade, wants to stand up and say, yeah, of course I did. But it wasn't until probably the third year in where I drew everything out and figured out exactly what we needed and brought the partnership group together and got on the same page that we knew that we had a winning formula. Well, I'm not the president of Nuborrow as much as I am a client. I've had a lot of things happen to me, or did have a lot of things happen to me in the past that I can relate to every single client that comes into our brokerage. I had job loss, I had divorce, and I went through this process more than a decade ago and could not believe how broken it was. Very little information, no planning, no what happens next. And I found myself in a situation like many of our clients do who don't use us the first couple of times, where I didn't know where to turn, and I had an expiring secondary product on my property and being forced into, to selling the home, which with everything else that was going on in my life, that was just a real eye opener. And I remember turning to my father, who's been a great source of guidance through this journey of this company, saying, how is this possible? How does it work like this, that you can take a second mortgage, you can take a line of credit, attach it to your property and have no assistance afterwards? Something has to change. And those are still today the grassroots of what we do here at Nuborrow is education, education, education. Somebody asked me if you've done so many deals, the company's been in business for 10 years. Do you remember the very first client? And I told the story verbatim like it was yesterday. I remember what I was wearing, how hot it was that day, the client's first name, both the husband and wife, the product, the lender, the situation, and what we had to do. And Mark and I probably have the best memory for clients in here. Mark probably edges me out these days, being in in renewals, but I still remember clients. They can pick up the phone and they call me. I usually remember what we did and what we needed to do to move them along the process. So yeah, I absolutely remember. We're doing more than 1,500 mortgage units this year in our 10th year, and I still remember the very first client that got it all started. I think Nuborrow's secret to success is we can be often copied and duplicated. I remember, we built this process, bits and pieces together, and it changes over time as clients' needs change, as the market changes. But the secret to success for us, for Nuborrow, is we don't do it for various different reasons. We're all on the same page, and we all are all under the same why. When you have a group of people working together who are passionate about what they do, they genuinely care, and their why is to reach that level of customer service, to help the client reach their goals and make them happy, then you can't shake that success. That's the type of business where the pendulum will swing. As long as everybody's on the same page and has the same why, it'll move back and forth with the market changes and still be successful. The early days were wild. When you're a startup with 3 guys in a room, probably no bigger than, an ensuite in anybody's today's day and age, a standard home, and you're there long hours, 8 o'clock at night and late into the evening trying to put things together. And deals didn't close back in those days. So we would, find clients. Marketing was different. I missed the uncertainty. After a company survives for 10 years, you can take risks. You can take calculated risks. They're far more calculated. You can try new marketing ventures. You can do new things. And it's not necessarily a situation where you may not be open the following month. So I think I missed that do or die, man, this better work or we're not gonna, the company's gonna close type of feeling when we used to do something. That's kind of the startup excitement that you get when you own a company and you're taking it through its embryonic stage. I really do believe that culture is a huge part of a company's success, but I think it gets too much emphasis sometimes, and I'll tell you why. I've had different teams. The current team we have today that COVID kind of changed the way we do business. This team is, in my opinion, a dynasty. It's a type of team that works together, has amazing teamwork, and genuinely actually cares about other people's success. I had a culture previous to that. While they still had some of those pillars, they still at the end of the day were very focused on their individual accolades. Here it's more team-based, and it's taken us from 70 to 100 deals a month to 150, 160 deals a month. So that's a big change, and culture was a big shift in that, but it still comes from the leadership and then some key early adapters who want to focus on building a good culture, and then it takes cultivation. You can have a great culture for the first 6 months of the company, but if everybody then just sets it and forgets it, it doesn't continue, it doesn't thrive, and it doesn't survive. So while I believe it's really important, I believe that the leadership has to care about the people that are on the team and care about the culture and constantly be growing it. I think the struggle, especially in our industry, if I'm specific to challenging financing and trying to help people understand why they may or may not qualify for the bank at that particular moment, then the struggle or the challenge is education. We're in the education business. I'd love to tell you that we're in the mortgage business, that that's what Nuborrow's main focus is, but we are solely committed to educating the client. And not every client likes the education that they get, and that's okay with us. I'd rather show you, based on the information you shared, why the next step is necessary, rather than it's a take it or leave it. This is the only way it's gonna work, or not educate you at all and give you solely what you asked for because that's what you thought. And this is the big underlying, when we underline the word success at Nuborrow. We're not always going to give the client exactly what they ask for at the beginning without educating them on the whys and why they need to do it, because the client's not a mortgage agent, doesn't know all the products, doesn't know everything that's available. So if we don't share all the information we possibly can, then we're not doing our job and we're really not serving our client. So the biggest struggle is definitely the education piece that comes with this industry. The short answer is people. It takes amazing people. I would love to tell you that it's the ownership group, it's the outside training company, it's the secret formula somewhere but in reality it is the people, and the people along the way that have helped build this brand and build this company. I'm forever grateful to, no matter where they are today, whether they're still here or whether they've moved on. It is those people who have made their contribution to this success, and it'll always continue to be about people. A robot is never going to do a mortgage for you and demonstrate how much they care about what's happening in your life and why you need to do the steps you need to do. And that is if you wanted to know our secret, it'll always be our people.
Lastly, where do you hope to see Nuborrow in the next decade?
I got asked this next decade question the second we turned 10 years old. I barely got to celebrate. And I think the short answer is we're going for the next 10 years, we're going to double our footprint. We're going to double our sales staff. We're going to double our office space. The brand is so strong right now. We get a lot of inquiries every month, both organically and paid from TV and radio. And the thing that holds us back right now is finding the right people that fit the process and our kind of team, or my coaching style and the way that the team is run. And in the next 6 months from now, it's exciting. We're looking at signing a new deal, a new office space, and we're going to expand even further and grow the brand, strengthen it for the next 5-10 years to come.